Hi everyone, today we're going to be making a scrunchie in under 15 minutes using this repurposed velour. Pause the video here if you want new balls of the same color in the velour at Michael's right now. I've been really big on repurposing my yarn, so here I go. If you would like to jump straight to the tutorial, it's at 150 minutes. So personally, I don't have a ball winder, so I can't make cakes. So here I'm just wrapping the yarn around my 3 fingers. Once I have a significant amount, I'm going to wrap in the middle and make kind of like this bow. I find this works the best. And then you're just going to pinch it and you're going to wrap it around the opposite way. And you're kind of going around in a little bit of a circle. You see how I'm moving it like that. And that way you're getting a consistent amount of yarn. And then I'm going to twist it into the opposite side and rework in the part that I haven't touched. So you just kind of keep going around until you have enough per side, and you just continue like this until you have a bigger ball and all your yarn is repurposed. Some have a polyester core, which then has fibers stuck through them. Other ones, like this blanket yarn, are really more puffed out from the core, so that's why they tend to not pill as easily. Some are mixed with 3 strands or 2 strands to make them thicker. And some of the brands really tend to pill a lot, and those tiny fibers come out showing the thread. So you'll start to learn which ones work best for you. And now let's make a scrunchie. So we're grabbing our elastics, any color will do, but I am going to choose the pink because I'm using a pink velour. So first things first is I'm going to be taking my 4mm hook, and we are going to be slipping underneath the elastic and kind of pulling up and making a single crochet. And we are going to be doing this around the whole length or circumference of the elastic. So all with just single crochet, so that's yarn over and pulling through. And right now I am also taking my end and securing that so that I can weave that end in as we go. So it won't be hanging out and then I'll have to go through and pick it up after. So we are doing single crochets. Now what I have done with my single crochets is, your elastic may be a little bit bigger than mine, it may be smaller than mine. Just make sure that you are covering the whole circumference of the elastic. That's the main important thing. So this should be easy enough to do. If you are a beginner, it's just a single crochet, repeat, and I will link in the top of this video one of my tutorials for doing single crochet. So that's pretty much all you have to know how to do are single crochets and double crochets for this tutorial. And we're again covering the whole elastic. So please let me know if you are enjoying any of my content. I am happy to share with you all my mishaps and funny stories along my way of my crochet journey. Please remember, this is a beginner-friendly tutorial, as well as even if you're an intermediate person and you are wanting a quick gift, it's a 15-minute make. So that's really important. So here we are, we've made it this far and we're coming to the end, and I'm still doing a multiples of 2. So right now what I'm doing is I'm stretching the elastic so I can add in my additional 16 stitches. Now this may be difficult to do, but just continue to try to keep stretching the elastic while you increase the single crochets, and you will see that you have enough once the pink or whatever color elastic you have is covered. The more single crochets you make now, the more ruffles you will have later. And this is going to make a really cute ruffle pattern because we are adding more stitches onto the elastic. So that's where you'll get that scrunchie effect. So again, on this scrunchie, I made a total of 26 plus 16, that's 42. And here I am slip stitching into the very first stitch of that round and pulling through. Of 2. So we're going on to round 2. And we are doing a chain up of 2, all these 2s, and we are going to go into the very first chain that we just slip stitched in, and we are going to make a double crochet. Now we are going to make 2 more double crochets into this same chain 1 space. So that will make our first little cluster or shell, and then you can pull these apart so you can actually see which strand you're going into next, which chain, and we are doing a slip stitch. So this will be a repeat pattern. From here we are going to do into the next stitch a double crochet. So I'm going to repeat that so you understand, and we're going to do 2 more double crochets. So we're doing a total of 3 double crochets into a chain 1 space, and then a slip stitch into another chain 1 space. So here I'm doing my slip stitch. We are going directly into the next chain with a double crochet 3 times, and then right after that we are doing our slip stitch. So make sure you can pull apart these little single crochets in order for you to see what is going on, but it's just a repeat of this double crochet, double crochet, and what you're going to start to see is this really cute little ruffle, and it's almost like a little shell pattern, and that's why they call it this shell stitch. And so I'm just pulling these apart. I'm doing my slip stitch, and straight into the next stitch I'm doing my 3 double crochet, and we will repeat this all the way around. And when you get to the end, you should have your slip stitch 1, which is the very last one. So I'm just going to speed this up for the purpose of doing the video so it's not too long for you guys, and I will meet you at the end. So just continue in the round until you get to the very first chain, and you will be right, you should directly be right into a slip stitch. So if you've done your count correct and you've gone by 2s, you should have a slip stitch at the end. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine. You can always just slip stitch into the very base of the very first double crochet that you have done. So I will make sure to show you that. And please remember, if you are liking any of my videos, please subscribe. Please help me out and like a video, even if you're not subscribed and you find to come happen up on my channel. It always helps to have that interaction with you guys, and comment. I love when you guys comment, and I'll comment back. So we are getting up to the very end, and here is my final slip stitch, and I am going to go through that, and that is the end of this round. So you have made yourself a scrunchie in literally under 15 minutes. So what we are going to be doing is finishing off the ends. So we are going to go into the top of each one of those double crochets, and we are going to be doing a single crochet. This will give a nice finished edge, and it will start to make it a little bit neater around the edge. You'll see this nice little V-stitch happening once we've done that. And here into the slip stitch, I'm going to do another slip stitch. So like the same repeat from prior, we are doing 3 single crochet repeat with a slip stitch in the bottom. So wherever the slip stitch was, that's where you're going to put the next slip stitch, and that will be the indent. So it's the lowest portion, like right here, of the repeat pattern. Again, you don't have to do this step, but it really finishes off the piece nicely. Here I'm just showing you the V-stitch itself. So there's one side. You want to go under both of those, so that will make sure there's no ridge included. If you go under one, it kind of leaves a ridge, unless you want that. But we're doing under both V-stitches today, and just continue in the round. And we'll repeat that pattern, single crochet under all 3 double crochets. And here you've got this nice cute little edge. So I want to know if you've ever made a scrunchie before. If this is your first time making a scrunchie, please comment down below. If you have any questions on how I've made this and you're confused, I will definitely get back to you and help you out. But I think this is one of the very easiest and actually cutest scrunchies that I've made personally, because it's very easy to wear. It's not too overpowering or too big. It's not too ruffly. You're going to be so surprised at how easy this is to make, and you will want to make more. So here I'm just finishing off with a slip stitch again, and you're done. This is the cutest little ruffled, sweetest scrunchie you will ever make. And it's great for kids, and it's great for gifts, and it's great for party favors. And it's great because you know why? You have actually made it yourself with love. So here I am just stitching or slipping in all my ends with my crochet hook. It's kind of difficult because it does tend to stretch, but just snip off the end and you have made yourself the most cutest pattern ever and simplest. Try it out. have fun making some, make a whole bunch of colors, and they're cute even if you wear them just on your wrist, because like if you have a bunch of them, they just look cute. So like and share and follow me for more. Love you guys. Bye.